Good morning, Big Swear, road2ruta.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. It's actually decaffeinated tea because today starts the 21-day raw food cleanse. So this is a picture of my breakfast. Look at that breakfast. The fallacy of this thing is that you can eat whatever you want. People think, oh my God, I can't, I'll go hungry. You're not going to go hungry. If you're hungry, you eat. So I had fruit. And my wife said, hey, fruit gets a little better if you add some nuts and some celery, diced celery. I'm like, really? So I tried it. And then a little agave on top. Raw organic agave. Can you say that? Agave. Um, so it's just like a real breakfast. Truthfully, I'm as full as I would be with ham and eggs and bacon and hash browns. Absolutely. So, yeah, get going. Today's the start. Amy's got a great website up. If you go to the top of Road to Ruta, it's right there. Oh, that's right. So the second one down now, because the first one's very important. Second one's just as important. The 21-day raw food cleanse. We have an introduction video. We got another video down below. Go check those out and get going today if you're going to do this with us. 21 days. It's easy. All right, here's the second big news. I have posted on for the world to see part 1 of the Cliff High interview. Here's me and Cliff in our studio, which is an Airbnb. Awesome guy, awesome discussion. The first part we talk about health and vitality and our medical system and his battle with the blue chicken cult, what it's all about. You guys on Twitter that follow Cliff's Twitter go, what the hell is the blue chicken cult? Cliff talks about where it came from, how it happened, and where it's going. So really cool stuff. And then parts 2 and 3 are coming this week. Patreon first and then out to the world. And of course, the private road. Private road gets anything and everything. If you are on the private road, right here, this is what it looks like. Fear Greed Index, around 42. But all kinds of great projects and Ruta's timelines on there, 10 cryptos for the future, Ruta's in-game project, and all the Patreon posts. Go on private road. So if you want to join the private road, hit subscribe today, and you get 1 free Veritasium token. Now, Veritasium is a very special crypto. It's very hard to get. Now, right now, I wouldn't go out and buy it at all because these exchanges are not long for this world. I don't think they're going to last a month. Well, no, I take that back. Maybe 2 months. I'm not saying all of them, but it could very well be all of them. If the banks go down, obviously, they all go down. So get your cryptos off the exchanges. But if you want to join the private road, hit subscribe today and check it out. All right, let's talk about, the title of this was going to be, As the System Fails, Let the Healing Begin. Because of all the 21-day raw food cleanse. You got to be healthy to get through this battle. Because it's not only a economic battle, it's a spiritual battle, it's a moral battle, and it's probably be a physical battle in some form or another. You're going to have to be able to fend for yourself for a while, and you got to be lean and mean to do that. So I highly suggest get your shit in order. Get your shit in order. And in my inkling, my spirit, whatever it is telling me now is the time to clean house, buckle down, and prepare. So, why would we have to prepare? Let's talk about the debt ceiling, that crazy debt ceiling that keeps coming up and keeps going away, and keeps coming up and keeps going away. I don't know if it's going to go away this time. I talked a long time ago about when Ron Paul was talking about one day the U.S. government won't be able to pay its bills. Stocks extend gains on debt ceiling deal rumors. U.S. equity markets and bond yields are rising after Bloomberg reports, according to it. Now, this is classic. It's all a con game. They do this stuff to rig markets. It's all about market rigging. When you hear that there's, as someone in the know reported, they can't say who it is. So it's bullshit. U.S. equity markets and bond yields are rising after Bloomberg reports, according to a person briefed on the discussions, that Congress and the White House are finalizing an agreement that would raise the debt limit until July 2021 and increase government spending for 2 years. However, short-term bill curve remains kinked around the debt ceiling X date for now. Time is running short for the House to vote on a deal before they leave for a 6-week recess on July 26th. So in 4 days, Congress goes on a recess. If the budget negotiations can't be concluded in time, lawmakers may decide to pass a debt ceiling extension into October. That would avoid the risk of default in the short term, but would extend uncertainty for the markets. Or they may not. See, the market is betting in October. They're betting that there'll be an extension. It'll go till October. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I don't think Congress wants to agree on anything with each other. And I don't think the whole system is long for this world. If you watch my timeline piece, we're not talking, October. We're talking long before that. So, it's going to get real interesting if Congress goes on recess without passing this thing, or at least extending it. Now, I would say the most likely thing to happen right now is an extension, but it doesn't mean it won't tip the apple cart come earlier than the extension. I'm not going to say the date. Earlier than the extension. But I do have a date, and I have a time, actually. A date and a time. Really interesting. Go to the private road and you get that. But here's the other thing that nobody's talking about. All this war talk with Iran. What happens if they freeze up the Strait of Hormuz? If you want to go to war, you stop the flow of oil. Why? It's not the physical part of the oil market. It's the derivative bubble in oil. Oil spikes as Iran tensions Libya woes. Oil prices jump Monday after Iran seized a British tanker in the Gulf, fueling fresh concerns about supplies and a possible conflict in the crude-rich Middle East. The market was given a further jolt as Libya halted loading a key oil terminal after the closure of a major pipeline. So it's a mess, right? It's a mess. What does it matter? Here's a great article that I've talked about on the private road. Iran goes for maximum counter pressure. This is from Pepe Escobar. Sooner or later, the U.S. maximum pressure on Iran would inevitably be met by maximum counter pressure. Sparks are ominously bound to fly. For the past few days, intelligence circles across Eurasia have been prodding Tehran to consider a quite straightforward scenario. There will be no need to shut down the Strait of Hormuz if Quds Force Commander General Qasem Soleimani, the ultimate Pentagon bête noire, explained in detail on global media that Washington simply does not have the military capacity to keep the strait open. As I previously reported, shutting down the Strait of Hormuz would destroy the American economy by detonating the $1.2 quadrillion derivatives market. And that would collapse the world banking system, crushing the world's $80 trillion GDP and causing unprecedented depression. Just another thing. You got Deutsche Bank. We know Deutsche Bank goes down, poof, everything gets shattered sideways unless there's a bailout. Now, can they bail out Deutsche Bank and not bail out the Italian banks, and the Spanish banks, and the Greek banks? No, they can't. This baby is just, we are literally right on the edge, right on the brink of the total destruction. The largest commodity bought and sold in the world is oil. That has always been the linchpin. It's in the Road to Ruta comics. That's what when the flowers don't get their sunlight, they cry these black tears. Now, this is the Fed. This is not me making this shit up. They cry black tears, and black tears are representative of the petrodollar. The petrodollar was an agreement, a covert agreement with the United States and Saudi Arabian people within the Middle East to buy oil only in dollars. Why? Because oil is the most important commodity and the largely traded commodity on planet Earth. So every country in the world would have to have US dollars to buy oil from the Middle East. And then from the Middle East, they would refunnel that into the U.S. stock market for rigging operations. It was a great plan, and it lasted for almost 50 years now. But now it's dying, and now it's over. So yes, commodities, anybody who knows about money, commodities are very important in the monetary system. They are the harbinger of inflation. But if you can, it's the opposite. Also, if you can control the price of commodities through derivatives and manipulation, you can print as much money as you want because you can tell the world, no, there's no inflation. What do you mean? Your oil price is just going up a little bit. Your food and everything you use to eat and drink and survive is just going up a little bit. It's a lot after a while. And they lie about the figures. But if you can control those prices on the markets, which they do, you can print money until the cows come home, which is what is happening. So keep an eye on oil. Keep an eye on Deutsche Bank. Keep an eye on your health. And just hunker down. It is time. And make sure you guys go to roadtoruder.com. Very top of the page is the Cliff High interview, part 1. You guys will love it. I love that man. He's unbelievable. And he's a good guy. And he takes almost as much shit as I do. No, he takes more shit than I do. But he speaks his mind, and the guy's brilliant. Again, I told everybody, hey, there's nothing scripted in this interview. We didn't even have, I had this list of notes. I didn't even look at it once. I was like, I got all these notes. And then we just get in this conversation and it just goes. He knows about everything. I don't know what's going on with his mind. But it is awesome just to sit back and listen to him. So listen to that first interview, very top of roadtoruder.com. Start your cleanse, and we will talk to you soon. Big Weir signing out.